What's up guys, Travis Severance from Millennium Games, the largest game store in the country. Welcome to Gen Con.
Onslaught.
That's my name on the box.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. Self-plug. Wow, what a guy.
Yeah.
True industry man.
That's it.
Wow.
That's it. I'm on the big box too. This entire area is Asmodee. They're the largest publisher that we have in the industry, right? So if you look around, they have sort of this village right in the middle of the space, and their stuff extends all these rooftops. You see the big Catan globe up at the top. So these are the guys that are carrying things like Star Wars, Marvel, Lord of the Rings. You're seeing a lot of classic IP and a bunch of licensed stuff, and their games sell really, really well for us. Most of the people in the industry know. They also take some games and they'll revive them and make them a little more modern. So this table over here is Survive the Island. No offense to the last publisher that sort of did something with this game, but the graphics were not quite as compelling as what we see here. This guy looks like he really got to survive. The old one kind of had this snoozy little sea monster that you were working with. So this is a little bit more updated. We've got some updated meeples over there. It's kind of a classic at this point. It's been around for like 30-ish years. A couple of people have owned it and reimagined it. And then of course they've got some Star Wars stuff too. Bounty Hunter's really sort of simple card game, but it's brand new and it's been doing well for us in store. This is River of Gold. We're very excited about bringing them in. Office Dog's sort of an in-house studio that my really good friend Brian Bornmueller runs. They do a fantastic job. Luke Peterschmidt was with him for a little while. They source out some games and they use their IP. They've got awesome games. River of Gold is the first one that they're doing in the line. It's L5R based. We're gonna lean really, really heavy into it. Thus far, the buzz has been great. I think it got up to BGG hotness 2 or 3. It's pretty exciting. And obviously, the tables are completely full, you know, and it's been this way all week long. It's not possible to come over to Asmodee Land without talking to the folks at Equinox that are doing Altered. Now, obviously, if we pan around here, notice the people on the periphery here and notice the tables that we have here. Yeah. So they've got 4 dedicated tables. There's been bodies on this table the entire time.
The whole time.
Obviously, my videos that I've done on this stuff has been exciting. We even have Eric from Equinox, the CMO. He's been promoting the hell out of this game. He's telling us products on the way. And we had a great meeting yesterday to talk about all the cool stuff that's coming that I can't tell you about because I'm on NDA.
Secret.
But Eric's doing a fantastic job.
Oh, well thanks Eric. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So this area here is all Gamegenic stuff. Adrian Alonso is the person that's the mad scientist for Gamegenic. They're leaning into more things. Anybody that was at the in-flight like we were got to see the new stuff that's coming from SWU. They've got a whole line of stuff coming from Altered as well. This stuff is absolutely beautiful. It's so good about being inside of the game and inside of the line. It's all made with intentionality. He's one of the best manufacturers of supplies in the industry by far. The stuff that he makes is high quality and it's also versatile because of its price points. So he's got some lower costed stuff in the soft crates up to bigger stuff like the deck pods that we saw and things like that. But the thing about it is, this is the Cadillac of supplies. His sleeves are great, his boxes are great, and his binders are amazing. So this is the stuff that we got to get our hands on when I was in Paris.
Yeah,
but like,
sick.
Look at the plastic. So you guys did the card stuff, so these are all gonna have inserts. Now, one of the things that he was talking to me about is the OP kits might have some really interesting stuff available for these cool little track things. Aside from the acrylic stuff, there'll be some organized play stuff that we'll get that'll go along these lines. So the acrylic stuff is beautiful.
Yeah, that's really sick. I really like that they did that.
So we can't not talk about Star Wars Unlimited too, right? Like second set came out, a lot of sales, everybody's excited about that. Talked about a lot of the stuff. They released the new expansions were on the in-flight as well. So we were excited about seeing what's coming for that. Haven't seen set 3 yet, but that's obviously coming in November.
We also have Planetary Qualifiers coming.
Planetary Qualifiers, I can't wait.
We are having one. We're one of 20.
One of 20. Tickets, if we have any, are not very many. So
not many. They're almost gone.
Feel free to sign up there.
Yeah.
So good activity here. A lot of people stopping in and checking this out as well. And obviously, we're real excited about the game.
I think there's a lot of potential in this game.
Yes, and the promo packs have been impossible to find, so that bodes well as well.
Yep, they're just a myth.
So a part of Asmodee sometimes that's often overlooked is Edge Studios. Edge Studios handles their role-playing division. Michael, who runs that shop, is fantastic and amazing. This is their brand new Arkham Horror starter set. It's absolutely beautiful. There's nothing more perfect in role-playing than that. That's somebody that's executed at a high level, with a product line that works really, really well, with an experience where he's going to show people whether you played role-playing or not, you're going to be able to get behind it. And the quality of the components in there are absolutely beautiful and they're awesome. Wow. If you're concerned about playing Cthulhu and you don't know why you would need to play this, instead of that, I encourage you to take some time and get inside that box and look at the quality that's there, because it's tops in this entire room.
Wow.
So Arkham, they do the LCG for, and then they've expanded into some of the board games as well, and now they're doing role-playing as well. So this is the first product, then there'll be a core book, and then will be something a little bit after that.
Wow. Bye, Swoop. I'll miss you.
So this inconspicuous game is one of the show stealers.
Yeah.
It's got a nice table here. They've had a ton of people on it all week long. It's Duel from Seven Wonders, which we sell a ton of in store, but they've decided to do a nice thing like Reese's did with chocolate and peanut butter, and they're throwing Lord of the Rings on top of Duel. So the setup is going to be familiar as far as collecting your stuff, but what you're doing here on the track is a little bit different. Instead of science, you're capturing players of the realm. You've got the Nazgul on a little plastic track that's sort of chasing after Frodo, and Frodo's obviously trying to dunk the ring in the end, so there's a bunch of ways to win, there's a bunch of ways to lose as well. Quality components are there. It's going to be awesome. We're going to really lean into this thing. I think we're going to get it in Q4 sometime, okay?
Cool.
So I'm excited.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say Frodo trying to dunk the ring.
He's always trying to dunk the ring. It's either dunk the ring or why are you feeling upset about things? And this one we're going to try to dunk the ring.
Looks sick. Wow. Beautiful game.
Yeah. The guy that's demoing it was super cool yesterday. I was in here and I was looking at it and he's like, do you want to go through the demo? I'm like, man, I wish I had time to do it. He's very cool. I think his name is Brian. He was actually familiar with our store, which has happened more often than I thought.
Oh, yay.
Actually, I ran into the first day when I was here. I was walking through the hall when it was open and the guy stopped me and said, hey, I was the one that asked you to do the Gen Con video. And I was like,
that's so crazy.
How small is this big giant world where I'm like, oh my God, here I am, one of my 800 fans. So feel free to make sure you hit the like.
Hi, I'm TV Cribs. Welcome to my home, Neopets Edition. We got 3 free personalized greeting cards made.
So look.
We got 3 of them made.
We got Neopets.
Yes, the greatest game in creation.
We got Upper Deck. We carry some Upper Deck. We didn't carry some Upper Deck. They have Legendary, which is their Marvel deck builder game and stuff. They got Neopets. What happened was at some point they decided they were going to try to have me sign a contract to continue to carry their games. I'm not sure why they wanted me to do that, but I haven't really been into it, and there hasn't been a real compelling reason for me to do that, because honestly, the store doesn't live and die based on the product lines they're creating. Now, there's enough energy and enthusiasm for this Neopets thing.
Energy and enthusiasm.
I may have to sign the bottom of that contract, and we may have to do something with them. So
it's really fun.
We'll see what level of enjoyment we end up getting. Okay, we already have Lorcana. So this is Flat River Group. Before they were sort of just FBA, so they helped a bunch of publishers sell a bunch of stuff on Amazon, and then they started collecting some games and making their own games and selling some stuff. They have one of the show stealers here too as well, so I'm going to bring you guys over and show you Tower Up really quickly. If you're a retailer or if you're a board gamer, this is one that you're going to want to pay attention to. There's some city building, and obviously your building, I'm going to let you in on something, Tower Up. You're building up, building up, building up, so you got some point scoring here. It's $50. It's kind of my only concern. I look at the components and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it warrants going to $50. I think I would have been happier to see it at a 40 or a 45. But it's still one of the best games that I've seen that's new stuff here at the floor. And there's not a ton of overly compelling things, which is why this video might be a little short. One of the pieces of advice that I give in the video is to, if you're a retailer, to go around and take a look at piles. And then you can sort of figure out how much stuff is selling based on the piles that they have each and every day. What you don't often see is how much stock that the particular publisher actually brought, right? So if you were to look at this pile of HeroScape, you'd think, oh, maybe these guys aren't having a good con with HeroScape. This pile has been an accordion the entire show. Up and down, up and down, up and down. So they've been moving a lot of this. I'm really hopeful for the HeroScape stuff. We got the initial bundle coming in, so we'll host an event for it on launch. There's a couple of different starters. They've got painted and pre-painted. We'll have all of those, and we'll have all the terrain as well. So we're excited about this line big time. So we're gonna have to sneak in here because it's hard because they're really active. But my my good friend Eric Lang has a whole bunch of games in this booth. Actually, he's got this really cute I Love Manatees game over here that has really cute manatees, and then they got Wrath of Fire Mountain. I've got a copy of that that's coming home with me because I had to buy it. It's got really cute little miniatures in it, so you can be dinosaurs and stuff. And you're just trying to survive from the volcano mountain.
Oh,
so
perfect.
It's a lot of fun. The pieces are really cute. The thing that I like the most is look at the giant head on the T-Rex, right? Absolutely awesome. And it's Gamewright. We do a ton of business with Gamewright, so we're happy to have this in part of the catalog. It has sort of that nice feel that Fire Island does and things like that too. And the price point's ridiculous for what you get in the box.
Awesome. I don't know what's going on there, but it's fascinating.
Yeah, that's a wonder of science.
Wow.
It looks like a bubble, but it's actually just tinseling you'd put on your tree. So we got Voltron over here.
Yeah.
He's a legendary defender. You may remember him. 5 cats forms into one and kills some stuff.
Yep.
I have no idea what that game is.
Okay, cool, great, perfect. I'm so glad we had that talk. Yep, anyway, watch it on Netflix.
This is Kabanga
Kabanga.
by Amigo. It doesn't look like much, but it hums. Really, really snappy card game. I played it last night until like 1 a.m. in the morning, which I don't do late nights here anymore because I get up early in the morning and I really need a lot of coffee. Super, super fun game. Really easy to learn. You've got a couple of different colors here. Everybody's dealt out colors in a hand of cards, and then you've got to put cards to the left or the right based on the size of them. And then if there's somebody that has a card in the middle of them, you hit Kabanga and you get to discard a card from your hand. So if somebody plays a 7 or a 10 in the middle of the 6 or the 12, then you get a card out of your hand, and that player that played that card has to draw a card, so they get hosed. So at the end, you count up how many pips you have, and at the end, the first person to 18 is the biggest loser, and whoever has the lowest amount of points at that point is the winner.
Okay, cool. That's so cute.
We didn't even set this up, but here's other local retailer, Sean, from Rochester CCG.
Oh my
Here at the
God.
Universe's booth. Go figure. Sean's the biggest seller of UVS.
Oh, wow.
And an amazing retailer in Rochester, New York. He might have some new things coming his way from a business sense. Sean, how's the convention been?
Exhausting.
Yes! You got it.
Sure
Gen Con.
has.
Let's do it.
Have fun.
Yeah, you bet.
Nice to meet
Absolutely. So, if we sneak in very carefully, because cameras are expensive and heavy, you'll notice when you come in here that they're sold out of a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And I wonder if Sean was actually able to give them and go and get them a restock, because the Godzilla stuff was sold out, the Cowboy Bebop stuff was sold out, all the different playmats are sold out. These playmats are actually fire. All the Godzilla stuff sells really
The Godzilla
well.
stuff's gorgeous.
And they've got some really cool foil promos and stuff like that they're selling as well. So these guys are killing it. These tables are full. So if you're a retailer that's had a little bit of trepidation as far as UVS has gone, like, bodies speak volumes.
Absolutely.
So these people are in here learning, and they're learning with the new AOT demo decks, which are a really nice onboarding tool for recruitment and that sort of thing. So this is Steamforge Games.
Sure
We've
is.
recently bought War Machine from Privateer Press, and they're going to relaunch a sort of a sprained game. War Machine was like really the only miniatures game in history that sort of gave Games Workshop any real competition. They were very clear number 2 for a number of years, and the enthusiasm for the game dwindled over a period of time. The wall got too big, it got rough with the way that it's managed. I had a meeting with the executive team for them 2 days ago, which was really, really compelling. I think they have a really nice plan and a good strategy for relaunching the game. They've got Hips plastic, so their plastic is really good. I mean, their models in general are super, super cool and very unique. Like, there's this big Kraken guy down here. They got really cool dragons and stuff like that. The game is scalable, so you start out with small points and then you kind of grow and get bigger, and it gets a little more complex as you go.
Yeah.
So they've got some really interesting things they're going to do for tournament play. When the line gets up and going and ready to go in November, we'll probably get into the larger event scale stuff with product. So we'll bring it back to ourselves. We're going to give it one more try, which I said I'd never do it again when Privateer Press. So I'm not actually breaking what I said, because this isn't Privateer Press War Machine. This is Steamforge, and I like these guys' accents a little bit better because they're British.
I get it.
So,
Here
Lord
we
of the Rings
are.
Confrontation. Sort of a classic game in the board game space. Basically what you're doing in this is you're playing one side or the other of the struggle for the One Ring, and it's like Stratego, except you get to pick your team. So you pick your team of Fellowship, you pick your team of the bad guys with Sauron and the rest of the gang. You're trying to get Frodo to one side, they're trying to get their bad guys to the other side, and combat works sort of the same way that Stratego does, except guys have special abilities. So this is actually the insanely drawn box cover. And they got this cute little QR code that brings you to a GameFound link that doesn't tell you anything about what they're actually doing. I know what they're doing. I can't tell you what they're doing. I know what they're doing. But I know that 24 hours after this link went live, they had 5,600 followers, and I'm sure it's gone up from now.
Wow. So
if you're not paying attention to this as somebody that wants to play board games or a retailer, you should definitely look at this campaign for sure.
Wow, looks beautiful. Gorgeous. Look at them. Ooh.
As we get down towards this end of the hall, this is where you can find a medley of different producers and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of indie stuff. So going down through here and in this section, while it's busy, while it's active, while there's a ton of people here, there's all kinds of stuff. I'm not sure if that's licensed.
Don't worry.
We'll find different treasure troves and stuff that you don't normally see because these guys aren't quite as big a company and their product lines aren't quite as robust. So we'll see if we can find anything interesting down in this section. So this is Artis Opus. They're like the Cadillac of paintbrushes.
Oh, are those what we have in store?
We certainly have these in store.
Yeah.
They do really well. Ryan does a good job ordering them. My friend Byron is involved in the company. He's from the UK as well. But they have this really nice brush cleaner that a lot of companies don't sell, and the quality of their brushes are hands down the best that you'll see in the industry. As a retailer, they're a little bit on the high side, but what I like to have is I like to have a low, a medium, and a high price point, and these guys are definitely the high price point, so they're the Lamborghini that's out there.
You gotta have a luxury item of something. So.
Without a doubt, right? Because after you use one, it's like my Lululemon joggers, like I can never go back to sweatpants. We gotta go quick. This is Shadow Dark. I'm bringing this whole entire line home for Cass. They won all the Ennies up there. They got all the hardware down there. There's the designer as well. She's absolutely amazing. If you haven't checked it out yet, we'll end up having supply soon. It's a little bit rough because they're small and they just exploded at this show with all those different awards and stuff. Very, very fun stuff. So Cass, this is your present from me to you. You're getting the whole line when I get back home. So I think I might have said during my Gen Con preview that I was going to see a whole ton of indie card games, and for the most part, most of them are going to be hard passes for me. This one we're going to put a little bit of gas behind. This is Soul Masters TCG. It's very cool. It's got an evolution mechanic where it's a champion, and it's got equipment too. So it's a little bit like Flesh and Blood, except they don't come to the dance with you. You actually have to pay for them with a mechanic called Rage. So really, really cool. They've got both chibi art style starters and stuff. We'll see how the convention goes. I may come home with some cases of starters to sell, but at a minimum, I got one of each of the starters. So you'll stop into the store. We'll have some demo experience going on. So if you're a CCG player and you didn't get a chance to check this thing out, we're going to carry at least a little bit of it early on. It looks like booster packs are going to be in around November. Okay. So I'm pretty excited for this. The artwork really sucked me in. So.
But hoodies for $35. Who does hoodies for $35? I mean, that's way too affordable.
In this economy, that's crazy.
Let's get out there and do 60. Playmat holders. We got tumblers as well.
Wow.
All kinds of playmats. And these tables have been busy the entire time too. Absolutely out of control.
Poppin'.
This is the artwork that drew me in, right? Now these little guys, they level up, right? So if this is level 1, level 2 is going to be a little bit more sexy, level 3 is going to be a little more exotic. She's got a suit of armor that I'm scared of, but it's absolutely amazing, and weapons to play. It's going to have familiar things that you've seen in card games before, but done in a little bit of different way. So take your favorite ingredients from a card game, mix them all together, and have a different meal. Okay, that's what we're going to get here.
Rad.
Fallout Factions, new skirmish minis game. We're going to bring in the starters. We're going to bring in a handful of the units. Now there's a giant line that a ton of hardcore fans for the computer games and stuff cared about, but go figure, they got more excited when Netflix decided to do what they were going to do with it. So we've got the faction sets that are coming in and a handful of the units. We're going to see what it does, because again, the miniature space outside of Games Workshop is really wide open for us. So what we're going to do, our approach is going to be to dabble with a handful of things and see if something sticks, right? So when I talk about my personal treasure, it's not really me here, but we know somebody who's really into Kappa Bears.
Could be any staff.
So we got Cappy Cat Games, and if you take a look over here, we got a Cappy Cat worker.
My God.
We got another worker as well.
Oh, it's TJ3, TJ4.
That's
Oh my God.
That's exactly right.
Oh my God.
They've got some really cute
so
stuff.
Many TJs.
I know, it's all over the place.
Oh
right?
my God, they're so cute. I love them.
We were one of the few retailers in the entire planet that looked at this game and said, you know what, I need it. So we bought into Alpha. We were in on their Alpha. We took as much as we could possibly handle. We obviously sold every single box. The last case of boosters that we sold for Alpha, we sold for $8,000 online.
Oh my God.
It was like a $500 investment for that.
Wow.
So when beta came through and we were allowed to order beta, we ordered beta 2. Employees started to play it. They really liked the game.
Yeah.
The game's a little bit different than a standardized card game because you've got this map where you're moving some things around and stuff. The new set, Arthurian Legends, is coming out at some point. These guys are taking their time. They're doing it slow.
Yeah.
Classic art. right?
Yeah.
So none of this digital stuff that you see. These are classic artists, things like that, and they're doing a really, really good job with what they're releasing. As a retail store, took a pretty big swing for you guys in the Kickstarter. That did really well for us, and then we bought everything we could for beta. So I'm excited for more of it to come.
October 4th, Victor and Legends. The store's open Monday, so opening up over.
Very good. Okay, so that's when we're going to see the porter for the order. So can I order from all the distributors I ordered from when it was beta?
Yes.
PhD is good to go. Okay, so I'll give Cito a call and he'll be happy to get my war chest of money. Yeah. Thank you. You bet.
Touch.
What's out
Oh, touch. The story engine.
This is the story engine. They also do Deca Worlds. These are amazing RPG accessories that make you better at RPGs. You may remember them from the world famous Free RPG Day, where they were participants.
Renowned.
And they put some stuff in there. I think we're going to end up getting them back for next year. We had a really good meeting with them and stuff. Things have
Good.
gone well. But such an awesome set of products and stuff. We actually have to restock when I get home.
Great.
So, and they were nice enough to remind me. So this is Artist and Author Alley. So all the fantastic people that draw a bunch of your favorite TCGs and role-playing and stuff like that, and as well as the story creators for those and stuff like that. I'm not gonna roll cameras when I'm in there because
Yeah.
I don't want you to see what I spend. It's a little embarrassing, really.
They're gonna be like, oh, Travis is back.
Really giving me like House of Dragon vibes. Like,
Yeah.
I want to ride the dragon. So Brandon Sanderson had a really big Kickstarter a little bit ago where he sold a whole ton of books and nobody knew what the books were. So he's a pretty popular artist, or he's a pretty popular author. Mistborn Deck Builder, new game here. I took a look at it. I didn't get time to sit down in the demo table, but I'm curious about it because I'm starting to think that maybe Stormlight ends up being sort of the next Game of Thrones in terms of the fantasy genre. I haven't seen anything in terms of anime or film or anything like that yet, but a lot of times we see these trickles in the game industry of fantasy things that are sort of going to break out, and then all of a sudden Hollywood does the thing and it creates magic. So these are ones that I'm definitely going to watch out for.
Yeah.
And look at this guy.
Pandasaurus.
So yeah, so Pandasaurus. If there was an Aaron Judge as far as batting average in board games for the year, it's Pandasaurus.
Yeah.
Pandasaurus only makes hits.
Yeah, bangers.
This thing is really, really cute. You got Pinball Haunted House that's gonna go down here and knock this thing down.
So
this
cute.
stuff's coming soon, super cute. So it's like a little flick game where you're trying to flick the monsters and you're scoring points. The multiples are on your little dice and stuff like that. The rest of the stuff that they do this year, we've sold a ton of, and there's more coming.
Wow.
They sold out a bunch of their stuff. Earlier here, they had a lot more games than what they have. This
Yeah.
is sort of towards the end, but
Oh,
I mean,
it's been popping all
a
weekend.
really cute one though.
Oh, stop.
You get a
It's
game?
little shaker
And you get a
ball.
shaker as well, and the shaker actually works, right?
That's so cute.
Don't skip leg day, and then they've got a couple more they're doing that have some weird parts that we won't talk about yet, but it's coming soon.
Okay, all right.
There's my sales rep. He's fantastic. Hey, Scott. Yes, we're Alliance buddies. I love it. Scott, you doing well? So that was Gen Con. I didn't get to show you guys everything because, well, I need content for other weeks, and if I cover it all right now, what fun is that? I'm gonna have to come up with stuff and be extra creative at that point. So we'll show you what we did here today. We're excited about this. Maybe we'll do another coverage at PAX Unplugged if we're excited and get to do something a little bit different. And we'll see you same bat time, same bat channel on Wednesday.
You gotta say happy gaming.
Happy gaming.